It's Tuesday, May 26th. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness calls for unity and productivity after Labor Day. In business news, $3 million in deals during the Grill's TropX Investment Conference. Regionally, New Africa Barbados Airlink marks historic milestone. And in sports, reggae girl Khadija Bunny Shaw signs a 4-year contract with Manchester City. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Jamaica observed Labor Day on Monday, and as we reported, many projects were undertaken by residents and volunteers. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness used his Labor Day message to emphasize rebuilding Jamaica stronger in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. Dr. Holness says Monday's Labor Day observance carried added significance as Jamaica continues to recover from the impact of Hurricane Melissa.
My fellow Jamaicans, Labor Day calls on us to do a simple yet powerful act, to step forward in service to our country, our community, and one another. It reminds us that nation building is not solely the work of government, nor only of those formally entrusted with leadership. It is the responsibility of every citizen. Through the work of our hands, the discipline of our minds, and the generosity of our hearts.
It was reiterated that the government has already committed billions of dollars toward relief and reconstruction efforts across affected communities.
To those Jamaicans still struggling, I want you to know this: you are not forgotten. Your government has already committed more than $67 billion towards relief and recovery efforts. Of that amount, $10 billion has been allocated to the Roofs program to support assessed households with grants to restore damaged roofs and undertake essential home repairs. Schools and households are being repaired. We supported JPS through a strategic loan to accelerate the restoration of electricity island-wide. We executed one of the largest debris removal operations in our history across the affected parishes. Through the National Housing Trust, the Ministry of Housing, and with support from the government of China.
Dr. Holness defended the government's handling of hurricane recovery funds, insisting that the money is being used responsibly and transparently.
As I said in early December last year, funds donated towards hurricane recovery would be used for practical, lasting, and measurable recovery efforts. Of the $1.4 billion donated, $600 million, almost half, will go towards constructing the foundations required to begin installing the first 900 pre-built units, which have now arrived in Jamaica. The remaining funds will be used to purchase roofing materials to replenish stocks and strengthen the ongoing government-led roof repair program. Our commitment is simple: to use donated funds in ways that are tangible, resilient, accountable, and traceable.
Improving national productivity, efficiency, and accountability were identified as key pillars as Jamaica works to modernize and rebuild.
Far too long, some have remained trapped in outdated thinking, believing that prosperity can come without production, or that effort is exploitation. And there are others who are comfortable only with paper, procedure, and obstruction. Quick to criticize, slow to create, and unwilling to take responsibility for building value. That mindset cannot build a modern Jamaica. We need a new generation of doers, Jamaicans that understand risks, Jamaicans willing to innovate, Jamaicans prepared to work not only harder, but smarter, Jamaicans who build, produce, solve, and lead.
The Prime Minister says Jamaica's recovery will depend on discipline, service, and collective effort, adding that no challenge can defeat the country if citizens work together. Opposition leader Mark Golding used Labor Day 2026 platform to urge Jamaicans to work together to overcome the country's economic and social challenges. He also paid tribute to the nation's workers. He says Labor Day remains an important reminder of the sacrifices made by Jamaican workers in the fight for fairness, dignity, and political progress.
Each year, we come together on Labor Day to honor the dignity of work, the resilience of our people, and the enduring spirit that has always defined us as Jamaican people. Labor Day is deeply rooted in our history. It takes us back to 1938, when ordinary men and women across Jamaica rose up against injustice, demanding fair wages, better working conditions, and dignity as Jamaicans. Those events transformed our country, strengthened the voice of the working class, giving impetus to political organization, and setting Jamaica on the path towards self-government and political independence.
Mr. Golding says Monday's observance highlighted the importance of collective action and community involvement in national development.
This year, the theme for Labor Day is One People, One Purpose, in all things Jamaica wins. That theme is a powerful reminder that our greatest achievements as a nation have always come when we stand together, united in purpose, committed to progress, and determined to bring a better future for all, with no one being left behind.
The opposition leader praised workers across several sectors, describing them as the backbone of the country and calling for strong representation of their interests.
As leader of the opposition, I stand with the Jamaican workers. I acknowledge your efforts, your sacrifices, and your contributions to this nation. Whether you're a nurse helping our healthcare system to keep going, a teacher shaping our future, a police officer serving and protecting us all, a farmer feeding the nation, a factory worker on the production line, a hotel worker helping to build brand Jamaica, a taxi driver, a marketer, street vendor, or other small business owner, you are the backbone of this country. Your voices must be heard more clearly in shaping our national priorities.
Mr. Golding says Jamaica's history has shown that progress is best achieved through unity, dialogue, and collective effort.
If history has taught us anything from 1938 to today, it is that when Jamaicans stand together, we can overcome any challenge. When we work together, when we care for each other, when we respect the value of each other's contributions, and when we act with collective purpose, we strengthen our communities and we build a greater nation. The journey ahead is not easy and will require great effort, integrity, and unity.
Mark Golding ended his Labor Day message by encouraging Jamaicans to recommit themselves to nation building, unity, and community service. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says the government is moving to provide approximately 3,000 modular housing units for Jamaicans left homeless by Hurricane Melissa. Speaking at the opening ceremony for the 2026 Labor Day National Project in St. Elizabeth on Monday, Dr. Holness said the units will mainly assist displaced residents who are unable to rebuild their homes independently.
The government of China has given us some. The Ministry of Housing has purchased some. And I believe it's the Red Cross that is giving us some as well. So we may get up to about 3,000 units, these modular units. And we are building a small community in Westmoreland to facilitate those persons who were being housed at the Petersfield shelter.
The government has identified persons whose homes were completely destroyed and said donated hurricane recovery funds will be used to purchase building materials and support the housing program.
What about sewage? You think we're just going to give it to you and leave yourself? We have to make some arrangement for the disposal of sewage. We might have to give you a little water tank on top of it too, or beside it. You don't think so? Yes. And so to put all of that together, you're looking at a median cost, meaning an average cost of about 500,000. Depending on where it is, it could be less, it could be more.
Dr. Holness says a small community is being developed in Westmoreland for residents displaced from the Petersfield High School shelter following the hurricane. Jamaica Post will resume shipping parcels to the United States market on June 1, following the implementation of a system for the pre-calculation and payment of duties before the packages leave Jamaica. The update comes several months after the suspension was effected in response to Executive Order 14324, which revoked the previous de minimis exemption for low-value items, those below $800 entering the U.S. duty-free. The announcement regarding the resumption of the service was made by Minister without portfolio in the Office of the Prime Minister, with responsibility for efficiency, innovation, and digital transformation, Ambassador Audrey Marks, while making her contribution to the 2026-2027 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives. In the business report, the THROP-X Investment Conference returns for its 2026 staging at Travelers Beach Resort, running May 24 to May 30. The week-long event has drawn local and international investors, members of the Jamaican diaspora, policymakers, and industry professionals for what organizers describe as a hands-on look at doing business and investing in Jamaica. Now in its fifth staging, THROP-X has evolved from a networking meetup to a full-scale investment platform built around real estate, banking, tourism, and entrepreneurship. Over 140 prospective investors have done over 3 million deals in the 2025 staging of the THROP-X. And this year, the organizers expect to expand the connection with the diaspora audience and property sales in this 2026 staging. Liberty Business, formerly known as Cable and Wireless, is seeking to accelerate digital transformation across Jamaica's private sector. Vice President of Flow, Stephen Price, who has responsibility for the Liberty Business brand in Jamaica, says the country is edging closer to the rollout of 5G technology. Speaking from the White Witch Conference Center in Rose Hall, Montego Bay, he stated, quote, "You may have felt some challenges on the mobile network over the past couple weeks. We are in the middle of not only investing in upgrades, we are investing in the next generation technology," end quote. For Jamaicans, the shift is expected to be more than just an upgrade in mobile speed. Time now for our credit tip with Denise Williams.
For our credit report tip of the day, building a strong credit profile as a dual citizen comes with a unique advantage. You have access to more than one financial system. But that advantage only works if you approach credit strategically, not casually. The first reality to understand is that credit does not automatically transfer across borders. Your credit history in one country, whether the US, Canada, the UK, or Jamaica, typically does not follow you. That means when you enter a second system, you are often starting from zero. This is where many dual citizens get stuck, expecting their financial reputation to carry over. It doesn't. Each country builds its own track record based on local activity. The smart move is to establish credit actively early in both systems. That can mean opening a basic bank account, applying for a secured credit card, or using a small credit line and keeping usage disciplined. The goal is not debt, it's consistency. Lenders want to see a pattern: on-time payments, low utilization, and long-standing accounts. Even small limits managed well build momentum over time. In our Fun Data and Focus feature, one of the biggest myths about building wealth is that you have to do it all alone. Many people have solid business ideas, investment goals, or plans to acquire property and other income-producing assets. The challenge is usually the same: access to capital. Too often, opportunities are delayed while people wait until they can finance everything on their own. But there is another way. Pooling resources with other investors has long been used to acquire assets, build portfolios, and create wealth faster. From real estate deals to business acquisitions and investment projects, shared ownership can make opportunities possible that may be out of reach individually. And that's today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, bringing clarity to capital markets and strategy. Until next time, stay informed, stay intentional, and keep building forward. See you soon.
In regional news, Barbados High Commissioner to West Africa, Her Excellency Juliette Benoit-Sutherland, has described the arrival of the new scheduled air service between Africa and Barbados as a historic milestone in air travel. The inaugural flight was met by officials from the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Pan American Health Organization, and other stakeholders. The details from CBC News, Trevor Thorpe.
This new Air Peace service is expected to open numerous opportunities for trade, tourism and cultural exchange, fostering closer relations between Africa and the Caribbean. High Commissioner Benoit-Sutherland says the launch of this service signals a new chapter in international aviation and a promising future for passenger and cargo transport between the two regions.
We are now going to be positioned to move seamlessly from West Africa into Barbados and the wider Caribbean. From what I can see here today, people are making onward transit from Barbados into Guyana, Dominica, St. Lucia, Grenada, a range of countries, Antigua.
The Commissioner points out that the service is a work in progress and industry stakeholders are already working on developing a long-term action plan.
It is one thing in the diplomatic sphere to be talking about bridging the gap between Africa and the Caribbean. It's another thing to have the ability to do so, and that has eluded us until Air Peace started this initiative. It's now monthly, but based on demand, we expect it will increase.
She notes that a diverse group of people made up the 284 passengers on the 8.5-hour flight from Lagos who were met by health officials. She also explains the presence of officials from the Ministry of Health.
There's a lot of precautions that are being taken across Africa. In the case of West Africa, we're pretty far away from the Democratic Republic of Congo, but it's not really distance that's the issue. It's just the level of protocols that are being introduced at the ports of entry and exit for every country. I have every confidence in the Ministry of Health. As you well know, I've been part of the team that handled COVID. The fact that the Ministry of Health Barbados is engaged and working and providing the level of oversight, I'm very comfortable that Barbados has this matter in hand. We are very much guided by the guidance from the Ministry of Health.
Ms. Benoit-Sutherland says education is also getting attention, with a number of Barbadians exploring the opportunities to study in Africa. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Still in Barbados, with Air Peace having established a monthly service from Lagos to Barbados, efforts are now underway to increase the number of flights. This was revealed Monday morning during the airline's media launch. Rachel Lagarde was there and filed this report.
A team from Air Peace will remain on island for the week, meeting with airline and travel officials to work to increase airlift to Lagos. The international air carrier is set to expand its service from a monthly to a weekly flight. For that to happen, the passenger numbers have to increase so it becomes economically viable. That's according to Chief Commercial Officer of the airline, Noel Gala, who says for now they will focus on Barbados and Antigua and Barbuda before increasing capacity.
We want to build the traffic both directions. We have strong traffic on one side, directional, on on the outbound flights, but we want to build now. The reason why we are here and we're organizing this forum to speak with the travel agencies and the tour operators, and also thanking the bank, Afrexim Land Bank, for hosting us. We want to drive and push traffic from the Caribbean now into Nigeria, into Lagos and beyond. This is the primary reason. So we want to start gradually to make sure that the economics of the flight makes sense. We must be profitable because we are a private airline, and our objective is to run the business in a sustainable way. So we want to start gradually with these two destinations and move from twice monthly flights to weekly flights, and even weekly flights with at least 3 frequencies. So this is the objective, to grow the business, to grow the route in this manner.
Minister of Tourism and International Transport Ian Goodin-Edgell says from a tourism perspective, this new route is transformational.
We want to see this service succeed in its first year. We want it to expand thereafter. And we want the relationship between Barbados and Earpiece to become a model for how small island states and major African carriers can build mutually beneficial partnerships that deliver results for both sides.
The Chief Operating Officer of Afrexim Bank, OK Ihijirika, says the bridge connecting Africa and the region will boost many spheres.
For generations, people of Africa and the Caribbean have remained spiritually and culturally connected. Yet, the physical connectivity has been a challenge. The absence of a direct and reliable transportation linking the two regions have constrained significantly trade and limited also our tourism flows, slowed business exchanges, and reduced opportunities for deeper people-to-people engagement.
At the end of the media launch, one lucky person walked away with a return trip to Lagos. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
St. Lucia's health system is facing a growing nursing shortage, with Health Minister Moses Jean-Baptiste warning that the island is short more than 150 nurses. The minister says the government is looking at additional incentives to attract more young people into nursing and other medical professions amid increasing demand and the ongoing migration of healthcare workers overseas.
Often described as the backbone of the healthcare system, nurses are steadily declining in number in St. Lucia, a trend confirmed by Health Minister Moses Jean-Baptiste.
We really want to encourage more young people to go into nursing. I am proud of the students who are at the South Community College, and this government continues to assist with tuition, hoping to encourage students to go into nursing. We know now, and it's common knowledge, that nursing, you almost can't go wrong with this profession. We have a deficit of about 150 to 162 nurses in St. Lucia, and we need more nurses, especially specialist nurses.
St. Lucia's health minister says that while he remains encouraged by the number of individuals currently enrolling in nursing studies, further government incentives will be considered to encourage even more people to pursue the noble profession.
The Minister for Finance, we've had those discussions, and whenever he can, I'm sure the Minister for Finance will look into the possibility of how else can we assist individuals to go into nursing and into general medicine, into the field of medicine, not only doctors and so on, pharmacists. We have a deficit of pharmacists. So part of the reason is because of the demand from the other markets.
Brain drain remains a real and persistent challenge plaguing the Caribbean region, as some of the best and brightest minds choose to plant roots in countries that offer higher pay and first world opportunities.
United States, England, and so on, Canada, these other more developed countries, the market is really drawing our professionals away from St. Lucia and the Caribbean. So yes, it is a challenge every single day. We see the challenges at the wellness centers, in the hospitals. We have an aging population and geriatric nurses. I mean, we will begin to see as the years go by an even greater need for care for the elderly. And so, yes, that's a challenge. We have not solved it yet, but we are hoping that even more solutions, younger solutions, will opt to go into nursing. It's a challenge for us.
Falling birth rates, an aging population, and the migration of the crème de la crème are among the complex societal challenges facing many Caribbean leaders. In the midst of the nursing shortage, St. Lucia's health minister is banking on the resilience of the profession, coupled with government support for education, to attract more people to nursing and to encourage more trained professionals to remain on the island to deliver services within the healthcare system. Solasha Alfred, HTS News Force.
In sports, we spotlight football. Reggae Girls captain Khadija Bunny Shaw has committed her long-term future to Manchester City after signing a new contract that will keep her at the club until 2030. The Reggae Girls captain's future had been uncertain after contract talks reportedly stalled in March, sparking interest from rivals Chelsea and Spanish giants FC Barcelona. Reports indicate Chelsea was prepared to offer Bunny a deal worth £1 million annually, potentially making her one of the world's highest-paid female footballers. Despite speculation surrounding her departure, Bunny Shaw says she is delighted to remain in Manchester.
I'm still here. I'm still hungry. And there's no place I'd rather be. To announce that I'll be staying at the football club.
The CONCACAF Women's Championships Cup final was contested on Saturday at the Hidalgo Stadium in Mexico, where a new champion was crowned following an 8-goal thriller. Wayne Cunningham has more.
Mexico's Club America Femenil came up against the Washington Spirit of the NWSL in Hidalgo, Mexico, in a battle for CONCACAF Women's Club Football supremacy. Club America opened the scoring when Aileen Avilés slid the football past the keeper in the 22nd minute. The Brazilian Gase doubled the lead in the 27th minute with a bullet after being released by a Scarlett Camberos through ball. Washington hit back through Sofia Cantore 3 minutes later to make the score 2-1 at the halftime break. On the resumption, Washington Spirit drew level when Rose Kouassi latched on to a precision pass in the 46th. Kouassi was at it again in the 58th to give the American team the lead for the first time in the match, as she scored from a tight angle, 3-2. But Gase then popped up to score her second goal of the match when she forced an error in the 61st to make it all at 3. Substitute Irene Guerrero restored the lead for America in the 79th, as Camberos served up another assist. America kept up the pressure and were rewarded with an item deep into stoppage time, forcing an own goal to make it 5-3. Club America of Mexico, the 2025-2026 CONCACAF W Champions Cup winners. They secured a place in the 2027 FIFA Women's Champions Cup and a chance to play in the 2028 FIFA Women's Club World Cup.
And that's the news on PBCJ. Thank you so much for watching.